Understanding the x-axis and y-axis in graphs. Hello everyone, and welcome to our English language learning series. Today, we're going to explore an interesting topic in mathematics, the x-axis and y-axis. These terms are not just essential for math, but they also pop up in everyday language, especially in discussions involving data, charts, or any kind of graphical representation. So, let's dive in and understand what these axes are all about. In the world of mathematics and graphing, an axis, plural, axes, is a straight line that serves as a reference for measuring and positioning points. Most graphs use two axes, the x-axis and the y-axis. X-axis. This is the horizontal line on a graph. It runs from left to right across the middle. In a graph, the x-axis typically represents the independent variable, which is the variable that you change or control in an experiment. Y-axis. The y-axis, on the other hand, is the vertical line. It runs up and down. The y-axis usually represents the dependent variable, which changes in response to the independent variable. Graphs use a coordinate system to pinpoint the exact location of a point. This system uses the x-axis and y-axis to determine positions. Coordinates. A point's location is given as a pair of numbers, such as 2, 3. The first number is the position on the x-axis, and the second number is the position on the y-axis. Origin. The point where the x-axis and y-axis intersect is called the origin. This point is always 0, 0. It's the starting point for measuring along the axes. Let's look at some practical examples where you might encounter the x-axis and y-axis. 1. Charts in business. Sales over time can be plotted on a graph, with time on the x-axis and sales figures on the y-axis. 2. Science experiments. In a science experiment, you might plot your data with the variable you control, like temperature, on the x-axis and the result, like reaction rate, on the y-axis. 3. Maps and navigation. In a more abstract sense, maps use a similar concept with latitude and longitude lines, which resemble the x-axis and y-axis. And that wraps up our discussion on the x-axis and y-axis. Remember, these axes are fundamental in graphing and are used to represent different types of data or variables. I hope this video has been informative and helps you understand how these mathematical concepts are used in various aspects of everyday life. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.